Buying and selling at the exact same time can be one of the most stressful situations. You may have a growing family, you need a little bit more space, you were in your starter home, which worked great, but now you're outgrown it and you need that bigger house. Or you might be in that bigger house, your kids left, you're an empty nester, and now you need to downsize and get into a smaller house, maybe a bungalow with no stairs. In both situations, you need to buy a house and sell your house at the same time, or maybe not at the same time. And that can be very, very stressful. Which conditions do you put in? Do you have to live in a hotel for a little bit? Can you use the equity from your home that you own now to buy the next home? Or do you need the cash up front? There's so many questions and so many ways to approach this as well. So the good news is you don't need to be homeless. You can use the equity. There's so many things in this video that I'm going to go through and teach you and show you how the two main ways of going about buying a new home when you have a house to sell, and the strategies that we use as realtors here in Sudbury, Ontario. So let me get right into it. In this video, I'm going to go through 3 steps. So the 2 main strategies, buying and selling, depending on what works best for you. So do you buy first or do you sell first? And then I'm going to go over the mortgage aspect of it, the finances, the money that you need in your hand versus how much equity you can use, and what's called a bridge loan. And then what costs are associated with selling your home and buying, and how much money do you really need? Let's start with number 1, the 2 main strategies. So there's buying a house first and then listing your home. And then there's listing your home first and then buying a house. Both have their advantages and their disadvantages. Most people will go with buying a house and then having the condition of selling their home. So the benefits of this is you are buying a house with a condition, so you're not stuck to that house. You don't have to commit if your house doesn't sell. So you have that condition in there. It's called an SBP, sale of buyer property. So you're going to ask for a month, 2 months to sell your property, and then you can waive that condition and then go through with your new house once your house is officially sold. So then you know what you're getting for your house, you know what you're paying for that house, and the deal goes through. Then you can line up the closing dates. If the closing dates don't quite line up, then you're going to do it as a bridge loan, which I'll talk in the next section, the mortgage aspect of it. So that's probably the most popular. The risks associated with this one is you find your dream house, the house that you absolutely love. You can't wait to move in. You get it at a good price, but you still have a condition of sale, which means the seller of the house that you want, your dream house, can actually still market the property. They can still have showings. They can still potentially get an offer, which would possibly bump your offer. So once they get an offer, if they like it better, let's say there's no conditions, you would have 24 or 48 hours to remove all your conditions. And if your house isn't sold, it's not many people that can hold 2 mortgages. So that is the risk. That's why some people choose to go the other route, which is selling first and then finding a property. You normally use this strategy if there's several properties on the market that you like. If there's only one that you like, maybe the market's really hot, it'll sell pretty quick, then it's probably not the best strategy, because then you're listing your home and then you're going to make the buyer of your home wait. So in this case, they will have a condition, or you as well, saying that you will find suitable accommodation, which means find a house that you like. You're going to have a month in there. The risk with that one is that buyer might find something else they like and just walk away from your property. Then you're on the market for a month or 2 months, and it looks like you're that house that has issues. So there's risks associated with that. And who knows? There's less people interested in your home, because what if you never find that property? Then that buyer is anxiously waiting for your house to sell because they really want it, and it might never sell. So there's some people that don't want to wait, don't want to have that risk. So your pool of buyers diminishes, which means you'll probably get a little bit less for your house. So both strategies have their benefits and their risks. So if you're deciding to sell your house first, it means there's a lot of options out there. So spring might be an option. You know, there's a lot of new listings. You're like, hey, there's 6, 7 out there that would suit our needs for our family. If there's 6, 7 out there, you're likely going to find something that you like. So this could be a good strategy. So number 2 is the mortgage aspect. So how much money do you actually need when you're buying this house? How does the mortgage work? Can you port it over to your new house? The chances are, if you're buying a new home or downsizing, that you probably still need to get a mortgage. It's very rare that I run into people that can hold both mortgages, although it does happen, which is the ideal scenario. But most people, that can't happen. So what you're going to do in this situation, is talk to your mortgage broker. Of course, they're the experts, but they can do what's called a bridge loan. So if you line up your closing dates exactly, so you officially sell your house on January 30th, and then you officially buy the house that you're moving into on January 30th. That means you can't start moving furniture until that day. And you don't usually get the keys till 4 p.m. and you have to be completely out of your house. So that is extremely difficult. That means you're basically waiting. And if there's any hiccups with closing, you could be out of a house for a little bit. What most of my clients do, what we talk to the mortgage about, is getting a bridge loan. That allows you to have an overlap. So they know that your house is officially sold. They know that you're buying this new house. There's 2 weeks in the between, let's say, to allow you to move, where you're technically holding both mortgages, but they know that your first one will be paid out in the next 2 weeks because there's a firm sale. So that's something, again, I'm not going to go into all the details here, but just know that that is possible, because I know most of you probably need that equity. And a question I get a lot is for the mortgage, if you're buying a new house, yes, you can use the equity. If you have 100, 200,000, you want to put towards the new house, you talk to your bank and they will arrange that to have that on closing. You will need the deposit. In Sudbury, it's between 5, 10, maybe 15,000 deposit on the new house. So you will need that in actual cash, but the rest can be transferred over from the equity in your home. So what does that mean? How much does it cost to buy your house? Let's move on to section 3. How much money do you actually need? So like I said, you need the deposit. That's going to be the biggest aspect. You can try and put a lower one if that's what you're dealing with and most of your equities in your home, like a $5,000 deposit, but you will need that up front. And then you have to think about when you're selling your home, what costs are associated with that. So you have the realtor fees, the lawyer fees. So make sure you calculate that. The average, sorry, I can't say average, but what normal realtors charge, and you shouldn't ever pay more than this, is 5%. You won't get any better service for more than that. There's a lot of realtors out there that offer the full service package for 5%, and that's what I charge. So when you're selling your home, you have to have realtor fees, the lawyer fees, the moving costs, the land transfer tax. So all of these, like the land transfer tax, I can't really give you a number. It's about $4,400 for a $400,000 house. But it's like a sliding scale. So as you go up, it's a little bit more expensive. So those are costs of selling and buying. And then on the buyer end, you also have the lawyer fees that you're going to have to pay for, and then the connection fees, the closing costs, maybe an appraisal, and sometimes the adjustments, which could be between $0 and $1,000. So really talk to your realtor, talk to your mortgage broker about all these costs, because it's not as cheap as you may think. It's not as easy as just, I have this much equity, I'm going to go right into this home, this bigger house or more expensive house to suit my needs. There are quite a bit of costs associated with it, which is why you don't see people moving every 2 years, right? Normally. So those are the 2 ways that if you're going to be buying and selling, you can really navigate the market. There are a lot of other tiny strategies that I use with my clients, depending on their situation, how motivated you are, if you need to move right away. If you're moving from another town, it's really important. If you're moving from another town, you can ask me, I can get you a referral for another realtor. But it's really important that those realtors are communicating and understanding that house over there. Is it going to sell fast, or is it going to sit on the market a few months? Because that could also determine if you're doing the sell first or the buy first strategy. So I'm Tristan Ritchie from Lake City Realty. Thanks so much for watching. If this helps you in any way, please leave a review, comment. Please subscribe or send it to someone that you may know that could use this information. I would really appreciate it. And if you have time, leave me a review on Google if any of this information has helped you, because that really, really helps me in my business. So thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you guys later.